The miter saw versus the crosscut sled. Both are precision tools, but they serve different purposes. Let me explain. The crosscut sled is an attachment for your table saw that lets you make accurate 90-degree cuts or various angled cuts even. Its strength is when you have a lot of repeatable cuts to do, and that's accomplished specifically by adding a stop block to set the exact length you need. Set your stop block, slide your material up to it, and boom, perfectly identical cuts. Then we have the miter saw. Its superpower is efficiency, repeatability, and it excels at angled cuts. Think crown molding, picture frames, furniture parts like this 4x4 bed frame post. You aren't cutting a 4-inch post with a crosscut sled on a table saw. Not without multiple passes, you're not. The miter saw is hard to beat for projects where precision angles can make or break the end result. There are a lot of brands though, but really only a few types of miter saw options. The most basic of miter saws nowadays have at least a single bevel, which is where you can lean or angle the blade to the side. Some super cheap models don't have that feature, but a lot of them do. The center pivot back and forth right here is the miter portion of the miter saw. Then the next step up from there is a bigger blade and a sliding feature. This allows for wider cuts and a little more versatility. And lastly, the finest miter saw money can buy, the 12-inch dual bevel compound sliding miter saw. It leans or bevels in both directions, and it pivots or miters. It does 60 degrees to the right and 50 degrees on the left side. My recommendation would be to buy the tool that you think you might use the most, whether it's a crosscut sled or a miter saw. I'd say though, if you're just starting out and you don't have a table saw to where you could do a crosscut sled, go ahead and spring for a small entry-level miter saw. You won't be sorry. However, if you already have a table saw and not a miter saw, it might be a good idea just to build one for pretty cheap and see how it works for you.